Welcome back to We Like That podcast.
Because we like that. I'm Joe,
And I am Calvin,
and welcome back to We Like That podcast.
because we like that.
Boop, 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 boop.
Scantily clad man robs bank.
Okay,
And now it's time for That Happened with Joe.
cool. Beauty in the Black has dropped new episodes. I thought they dropped 6 episodes. They dropped close to 12 episodes, if not more. And I watched every single one. Long story short, it's still Tyler Perry, so like don't get your hopes up. But it seems like he's trying to finally like tie some loose ends together. The cliffhanger for this, I appreciate it. I liked where it was headed with this cliffhanger. There were some other twists and turns I did not like at all. So spoiler.
We will talk about it after That Happened with Joe.
We are? Why?
You can get it off.
Huh?
You can get off of how you felt about this new season, I guess. Is it a new season?
No, it's the back end of the second season.
Okay. You can tell about how you felt about or do you want to tell them now?
That was the point of me bringing it up now.
Go ahead. My bad. I thought you just give them a teaser. I thought it was just a teaser.
When have we ever done a teaser?
I don't know.
Never.
Your brain could be working different today. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
goodness. Anywho, the point is,
Sure.
so spoiler. Things I liked about Beauty in the Black. I liked that we've got some pairings with the characters now, where it seems like right now they seem to be on the same team. I actually liked having Mallory be on the same page as everybody else, Rain and whatever her other face is. I appreciated that now all of the girls are basically on the same team. And we get backstory for Mallory. They randomly drop that Mallory also was a foster kid. And that's why she can't take being like humiliated, like somebody embarrassing her. It makes her go off the deep end. Because she's literally had to build her own image to get to where she was.
So now she's working with the people that she hate?
No.
Okay.
So initially we get a lot of backstory. So she hated what's her face and Rain at first because she thought they were just doing anything to get into the family, into the Bellary family for money. She was not aware of the prostitution ring that was happening at the club. So when Roy and what's her face were messing around, she thought that girl was trying to get with Roy to get into the Bellary family. That's what she thought. But she finds out about the prostitution ring. And then we find out that the club was also basically a washer. It was laundering money from other drug businesses.
Of course.
In addition to the prostitution ring. And they see how the older brother tied a lot of this illegal activity with the legal business as like a security measure for him, which I thought was pretty interesting. Horace gets some good news. He's not dying. When he goes to Italy and he starts getting his health like prioritized and in order, he actually starts according to the storyline
getting better.
He basically is almost healed. Is this like essentially what they have done? There's a random side story going on with the boy's mom, with Roy and Charles. She's in gambling debt, and she set up a robbery for Charles. So I don't know if you remember, but Charles killed all those people that were trying to rob him.
Sure.
She set it up to have those people go rob him, so that she could meet her debt, because she's really scared of who she owes money to. And they the representatives of this person make their appearance in the show, and they break her legs because she's running late on their money. And she's trying to bully Charles into paying it for her by saying that if he doesn't come up with the money, she's gonna leak it to the news that he killed all those people. Charles tells Roy, like, hey, mom's really off the deep end. And Roy, for whatever reason, doesn't care about anything. He's just super high. He's on drugs the whole time. Mallory tries to kill him several times. No effect.
It's amazing how she drove a whole car through a house.
And set it on fire.
And the house is on fire and she's sitting there. First of all, she chained the bedroom doors so they can't get out. Slams the car through there. The walls and stuff fall on him and the girl. The room is burning around them. They have the bed on top of them, which is full of linen. I'm assuming 1,000 sheet count silk, which should catch on fire very easily. What's her face? In the rain, I guess. No, not rain. Not
yeah,
rain.
more the booty.
Yeah, rain and the bodyguard coming back in time to actually save Roy and the prostitute.
Whew.
Somehow they're unscathed and still alive. And that's all.
Unscathed.
And that's when I walked away.
And that's when you walked away.
And that's when I walked away.
There's several instances. She the girl that he's messing with is her, basically her eyes at the club. She was getting information, her plug for information at the club. And this girl, who also is high and doesn't care, is just like, yeah, this is the whale I'm trying to mess with. She doesn't realize that Roy is with Mallory. But when she finds out that Roy is with Mallory, it doesn't change anything.
Why should it stop?
Well, they start fighting over him.
She's making more money than she ever made, probably, messing with him.
So that's the thing. He wasn't giving her any money.
Okay.
It's like the promise of money.
Okay.
But she starts fighting Mallory for him and is like, this is my dick now, bitch. He's my man now, bitch. Like, and it's very bizarre. Anyway, so then Mallory's at her wit's end. They have Mallory have this full, like, emotional breakdown with Roy.
Sure.
We know she doesn't like him, so I'm confused why they went that route with that.
Whole time she was banging somebody else too. So why does she really care?
That's a great question. Why does she care? But they pin it like it's not so much that she cares about Roy as much as she cares about all the work she put in to get this money or whatever. And it doesn't seem like
sounds like she cares
whatever
about
she does,
the
it doesn't
image
matter.
of him making her look stupid.
It was weird. And then we really got to stop using Japanega. We really got to stop. Tyler Perry apparently really loves this culmination of words to talk about this particular bodyguard who's of Japanese descent, who supposedly also is a little bit black.
Well, it doesn't matter.
This whole time, they kind of set it up like him and Rain might have something going on in the future. But then, now it's him and Mallory. Him and Mallory might have something going on in the future. She's constantly trying to fuck him. And he's constantly like, you're not going to treat me like a piece of meat. It's so random. So random. They mention Calvin. They mention the other girl. In the first season, she had a driver she was messing around with. His name was Calvin. And he had a girlfriend who was being abused by Roy. And then they just disappeared. We don't know where they went. So they bring them back up again about how they disappeared. It jumps all over the place. What's her face's sister, who slept with, it turns out, Jules' son.
For 2 seconds?
For a whole 2 seconds. Prior to the new drop, the way they set it up was that, what is her name? I want to say her name is Sylvie or something.
Sure.
Sylvie
Sure.
was basically an innocent. Like, she keeps almost getting abused, and they save her in the nick of time. Like, that's how they've been setting it up. Like, she was being abused by her stepdad, but they made it sound like he never took it to, like, the sex part. But then they drop in the back half that, oh yeah, she lost her virginity to her stepdad. And the reason she wanted to sleep with Jules' son was to erase that. Because he was sweet and cute, and she actually wanted to do something with him. It's so random. It's so random. Jules kidnaps her to do nothing with her. And then it's like, if you tell anybody, I'll kill you. Kimmy, that's the girl's name. I'll kill your sister Kimmy and you. And he just lets her go. It's so, and then they have Jules meet with his baby mama, who apparently is the mother of his son. She's a crackhead for no reason. For no reason.
I'm starting to think Tyler Perry likes men more than women.
It is so, it's all over the place. Charles and the lawyer are no longer together. For the longest, the lawyer wanted to be with Charles, and he just wanted Charles to stop doing drugs and stop seeing so many other people so that they could work on a relationship together. Then all of a sudden, he just drops all of that. All of a sudden, he's just no longer interested, period.
Isn't he supposed to be Roy's bitch or something? He's sleeping with Roy now.
No, he's not sleeping with Roy.
Yes, he is.
Okay. But he does get a new boyfriend.
You know that's gonna happen in season 3, right?
I doubt it. He does get a new boyfriend.
It's gonna happen.
They have a storyline where the lawyer is now also trying to help two people that were under Jules's control. One of them is like it's the random brother sister Latin duo that came on board randomly. The girl was the witness to Rain's murder spree when she was going after the girl that did the butt injections on her. And her brother is trying to get them both out of the life because he's the one that technically got them in the life. And he hits up the lawyer when the lawyer goes to the club with Mallory to try to get help. And the lawyer at first is mad resistant. He's like, no. Whatever you're trying to do, no. And then he relents. And he's like, okay, I'll try to help you. And then all of a sudden he's into him. Like they make out, the whole thing. Charles finds out, gets pissed about it. And he kicks Charles out, which is so random again. And stays with that dude. It's a whole different show, like the last 4 episodes of this season. But again, I watched every single episode. So, and it ends with them turning state's evidence. Horace finally gets caught up on everything that's going on. Mallory, Kimmy, Rain all team up together to take Roy and the rest of the family down. What's his face? The police officer they keep calling driving nigga. Him and Mallory might be having a thing. He's like, I'm gonna take you seriously, but I need you to take me seriously. So they're hinting at like something like with sustenance is actually gonna happen between the two of them. And the rest of the family is being thrown to the wolves because they're turning state's evidence. So they unveil that they know all about the prostitution ring, the drug trafficking, the money laundering. And they're going to go ahead and basically do plea deals.
Once again,
to turn over the rest of the family.
I don't know why this didn't happen earlier, like season 1.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm like, if they're trying not to bring any heat to themselves or trying to stay secret, they're doing a lot of killing to not want to be found out on what's going on. Mm-hmm. They're doing too much. That was my problem with this whole thing. Yeah. You were like, well, you know, they own it. I'm like, at some point, you doing too much. So it doesn't matter how many people you own. If you keep constantly causing chaos. Uh-huh. At some point, the city, somebody is going to get tired of you. Especially if it's always around your place, your clubs, or where you're known to have influence. That's what I was saying. Mm-hmm. And now the fact that they turned over state's evidence so easily further lets me know this could have been done a long time. Anyway, whatever. I'm tired of waiting 3 years for each season. So
that's why I'm out every year. It's not out every 3. It's out every single year.
Whatever. But I'm done.
This is the first time in 2 seasons where all the players are aware of everything. Because they kept Mallory in the dark for the longest. And then it turns out most of those businesses are in her name. Roy used her name to set up a lot of those businesses. So she's like, what? So it's a whole thing. But yeah, that was Beauty in Black. If you like Tyler Perry mess, it's not a bad watch.
It's a mess.
It is a mess. But it wasn't bad. Also going on in that happened with Joe. Tank and Tyrese had a versus. Tyrese says that he is the winner of the versus. It was just a good time. They already do business together. They already really like each other. What cracked me up was a lot of people not knowing that Tyrese can sing. Sing. Like he can really sing. And they were very surprised. Because they only know him from Fast and Furious.
I don't know how they don't know because he's been singing this whole time. He hasn't done Fast and Furious in how long?
How long do you think Fast and Furious has been going on?
Since the beginning of time. I don't know.
Basically.
Who cares?
Close to 12, 15 years?
Okay.
So
when was the last one?
If you looked at the crowd that was at this versus, they're young.
Okay.
So most of their life, he's been Fast and Furious. He hasn't been singer.
He's been singing in between those at the same time as well. It's not like he took a hiatus from singing. He's been putting out albums too.
True, but have they been huge hits is what I'm talking about, like commercial hits.
He's had some, okay. I agree with you that it's not like he had a bunch of commercial hits, but he's had some commercial hits.
Yes, but that was when we were kids. You know what I mean?
No, that's after we were adults.
Like, name one song.
The one with what's her face is in the video.
See, exactly. So
What's her name is in the video? I don't know the name of the song because I don't listen to Tyrese like
exactly.
that. I didn't listen to Tyrese when I was younger. I don't listen to Tyrese like that now.
Exactly. So that's the point. Most people.
You saying that doesn't do anything because I don't listen to Tyrese anyway. Really
proves my point that a lot of other people in this are in the same boat. They don't listen to Tyrese really.
I get it. Okay,
so they don't know that he does all that.
Okay. I think it's what's her? Oh, God. She was in I Can Do Bad All By Myself. She was the lead in that. I keep getting her. She was in Hidden Figures. I keep getting her name messed up.
Taraji?
Yeah, she was in one of his video.
The only video I remember her in is the one for Common.
No, she did one for Tyrese too. And then he did a cover of Teddy Pendergrass song. I want to say.
Which song?
Or was it Marvin Gaye? He did a cover of somebody's song. I don't know the name of the song. But yeah, so I guess I watched a couple of little shorts, YouTube shorts and stuff. Seems like Tank was too busy trying to be a comedian instead of singing. That's what it felt like to me. But anywho, sure.
I think people were really surprised by how many hits Tyrese had. I think they were aware of Tank. But I don't think they were aware, again, that Tyrese can like really sing.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. Number two. Tyrese has been singing before Tank.
I agree.
So.
I agree.
Tyrese came on in like the late 90s.
Yeah. Actually, he came on in the early 90s. That Coca-Cola commercial?
Yeah, that was his commercial. Like, that was his coming out.
That was his mainstream.
Coca-Cola.
Whatever. But he had been singing the whole time.
But Act Like That was 90 what? Had to be 90 something.
I don't know. I want to say 97.
So yeah, anywho, yeah.
But anyhow. Because, again, that Coca-Cola commercial was like 93, 94.
We used to tell a guy, my cousin used to school, he's like, you like fake ass Tyrese. And then he used to do the Coca-Cola laugh and smile at the end at a always Coca-Cola thing.
That big smile?
Yeah, and I'm like, he's still ugly as fuck, though.
He was so hot. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure he was. Sorry.
So, but
your first
he's crazy.
To black people. Yeah.
He's crazy, though. So, no, my first foray into black people was the dude from The People Under the Stairs.
Sure.
He was in Pollyanna with Rudy Huxtable.
You can keep telling me.
His name's like Miles
names.
Something.
I don't know who the hell it is.
He was the black kid in Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
Him.
He was in the Michael Jackson Bad Kid commercial. I mean, video.
Any TV show or music video or
back in
movie,
the 90s, he was a token black kid.
It was him.
Okay.
He could dance. He could sing. I think he played young Michael Jackson in something.
No, you're thinking about another black guy.
No, that was Jason Weaver. Jason Weaver played it in the movie.
Yeah.
But I think there was like another made-for-TV movie.
Oh, okay.
And he was also young Michael Jackson.
Okay.
But anyway, that's beyond the point. The point was
exactly
versus happened. That went down. I had something else. I don't remember now.
Of course.
What? Oh.
Yes.
So.
Mm-hmm.
There was another news article that dropped that talked about how right now, for a lot of men, the people that are emotionally and in terms of intelligence at their level are other men, because women right now are surpassing them in terms of emotional intelligence, and then like actual like college intelligence. Because there's a lot more women than men that are graduating with degrees, that are pursuing higher education. And of course, all the stuff started to happen. And this was combined with another news article that dropped that now, in terms of who's having kids, who's not having kids, majority of women who are 19 through 39 right now are not having kids. And it's set a lot of discourse in motion.
Whatever. Sounds like men are trying to make men gay. That's what it sounds like.
How is that?
That's what it sounds like.
How is that?
Men of today are trying to make men gay.
What? How?
It's not society. It's not whatever. It's not the government. It's men. Other men trying to make men gay.
It is to me, it's very interesting because you have these standalones that make those announcements that have these thought pieces around it, and they give their statistics around it, and they give their data sets around it. And then you have other guys, typically conservative, that are like, well, that's not the case. These women just expect too much. They just want too much.
Seems like
women are not the same women as they were in yesteryear.
Whatever. It seems like, hey, you got to adjust. Every generation had to adjust to the women they had in that generation.
Right.
Surprise. Adjust and move on, just like every other group of men did.
Right.
Seems like it's not society trying to make men gay. It seems like it's alpha men trying to make men gay.
The ultimate fear. So, okay.
I don't understand how it's so hard to say, hi, you look nice today.
Uh-huh.
She goes, I don't want to talk to you. Okay. Sorry.
Calls it a day.
Moving on.
Doesn't work that way
I
now.
don't understand how
Doesn't work that way now.
hard that is to do.
No, she's like, no, thank you. He goes, what? You think you're too good for me? You're not even hot.
I wish we used to get a no thank you back in the day. We got cussed out.
But maybe that's what's led to
And
now.
and then we still didn't overreact.
I don't know.
Some of us overreact. Majority of us are like, whatever, bitch. And kept it moving. It just kept moving.
It's very interesting to me how this is evolving right now. It's very interesting. Because it's also not that hard. This is also the same group of women who love smut. Like, that's becoming increasingly popular. And these books are toxic as heck. They're not good paradigms of a healthy relationship. It's like the villainous CEO trapped me in his house and won't let me go anywhere.
It's not like these females now got standards. Well, they don't. They want penis just as much as you want a vagina.
But I think the exception to that is that they also are now not tying a lot of emotion to that penis. Like, whereas before, if I'm having casual sex with somebody, I'm going to also have emotions attached to it. And now women are like, nah,
and it's even
just sex.
And it's even easier to get vagina now than it was back then.
But I think what it's proving is that they inevitably want something more than just physical. They're not able to get that.
You don't have to face the vagina face to face until you get there. You can get the vagina online and meet up someplace and still don't have to be able to have a conversation.
I think you just like saying vagina. The point
And
is,
I didn't say vagina at that time.
You just said it again now.
And because you just said what you just said.
The point is,
and see
they want something more.
See how combative the generation before you were with the women were, and somehow we still managed to get laid. I don't understand the problem.
What also, there were different expectations in the generation before. You know what I mean?
The expectations ain't changed that much.
But the accessibility has. It's changed a lot.
What? Having to go actually meet the person to get it?
Before, if you wanted to hook up culture wasn't a thing in our generation.
Yes, it was.
Not in the way that it is now.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much easier.
Right, but what I'm saying is now they want more than just hookups. That's what they're running into. They want more than just a hookup.
Sure they do.
That's why you have a lot of manosphere people talking about getting these girls pregnant, getting them knocked up.
I thought the problem with the manosphere is that they were getting told no too much. Which one is it?
They gotta be at the party before they can get rejected. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of them weren't even there.
Which one is it?
A lot of them weren't even attached to the party. But the point is, all of that conversation is that there's different expectations.
Sure.
Per usual.
Sure.
But now versus back in our day.
Sure.
There's a lot less social, I don't want to say ideation, but like expectation when it comes to women settling down.
Whatever. You don't have to have the ability to put words together.
If it's just sex, which is not what these articles were about at all, then it's not an issue. The whole conversation was that they want more than just sex. And that's not something that a lot of them have been successful in.
Sure.
Okay, sure. Okay, the other part of that happened with Joe.
Learn how to talk to somebody when you got some goddamn sense. You'd be all right.
You're so crazy. Drewski dropped a video. Have you seen any of the clips?
Sure. Yes.
Have you seen the response?
No.
Okay. So in case you did not know, Drewski dropped a video where he parodied being a conservative woman with a lot of Trump value. This is somebody that is trying to really exude how important it is that we protect our young white men. He's dressed up in a very specific way. He's wearing the same clothes as a very specific person, but he never says this person's name. He never says I'm actually parodying this particular person. But this person still figured it out. So in case you did not know,
but that person is all of them.
who? Okay, but who do you think he was parodying?
I guess Erica, whatever that girl name is.
Yep. And she had a bone to pick about it.
Whatever, but that's how they all act.
The point was, like, he really got her mannerisms down, and it was hilarious. Miss Erica Kirk. So she had something to say about it, and she was talking about how, like, it's a travesty, yada 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 yada, and it's racist apparently.
But when the people she follow goes in blackface for Halloween, it's
good fun.
It's good fun.
And people have to explain to other people that it can't be racist because part of racism is having the ability to literally and figuratively stop another person just because of their race, and that's not something that we can do. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So it's really funny. It's really, really funny. But it is ruffling a lot of feathers, especially with everything that's been going on. So other people are saying, like, Drewski should be a little bit careful. Like, it's funny, it's hysterical, but also he should be a little careful. Honestly, I don't know.
But I thought their side isn't violent, so why does it matter?
Huh?
I thought their side wasn't violent, so why does it matter?
They're not necessarily just speaking to violence. They're talking about, like, career-wise. Like, other stuff could happen that's not violent, but could affect his career.
Like how? He's independent.
He's not independent. He's signed with somebody.
Signed with who?
Some production company. He has management.
Okay. But he's making that management a lot of money.
Okay, but he's not independent.
So they're not going to care. He got, what, 100 and something million views? I think from that on that video?
100-something million views?
Yeah.
It's close to 1 billion views.
Huh?
It's close to 1 billion.
Okay. That's even crazier. That's what I'm saying. So
the point is, they're just saying that, like, they're just saying be cautious.
Be cautious of what? That dude is making whatever company. I'm pretty sure whatever company he signed to, he's one of the top YouTubers or whatever he's doing on that company. Because he does stuff with Kevin Hart and some other Kai Cenat, I think that's the
Kai Cenat.
Yeah. So
Kai Cenat's a trip. He's a trip.
Unless he starts to, like, not be funny or somebody else takes
they're talking about
his niche.
Him moving to the next level, because this is somebody who wants to be the next Kevin Hart. He wants to be able to do all of that, be in film, be in TV.
I don't think it's going to hurt his film. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, this is also another black man who impersonated a woman. And apparently, if you believe in that whole Cat Williams.
Yeah, then he should be good to go. He should be golden.
Situation.
He should be golden.
It's funny. Anywho, and that's it. That's all I got for That Happened with Joe.
And that happened with Joe. Are we going to go into Worth the Watch?
You can do your 90-day.
Okay, well, 90 day before the 90 days. Start with Rick and Trish. Basically, Trish's family wants to make sure that Rick wants to have kids first before they give their blessing. And if he doesn't, they don't think she should be with him or they need to be together. Her dad is talking to her and he's like, if he can't give me a solid yes on having kids with you, then I don't see a life with you guys together. I don't want you to waste your time being with him because the most important thing for us is to have kids and a family, whatever. So Rick is trying to figure out how he talk to her dad and tell her dad he needs more time to decide, and hopefully they can still be together while he's deciding. So in the episode, they wake up, they're in bunk beds. She's on the top, he's on the bottom, and he complains about there being dust in his eyes, and it was hot, and he couldn't really sleep. So then he gets up. He's like, "I want to take." She goes, let's take a shower. He goes to the little shower they have set up, and it's pretty much just cold water. Him just dumping cold water on himself. He's complaining, acting like it's the most worst thing in the world. And she's like, "I hope he doesn't just insult my family, and hopefully they can think this is funny or whatever." Then they move on to making lunch. He's pretty much helping to make lunch, and that's when she goes to have a side conversation with her dad about the whole her and Rick situation and how her dad feels about it. And that's pretty much Rick and Trish. You got anything you want to add for Rick and Trish?
He's mad disrespectful.
How?
What do you mean how? She's trying to very subtly let him know that like her dad is and her family only like not to be a certain way in front of them. And he's like, "I'm gonna do what I want to do." Like when he left with just a towel on.
Yes.
And she was like, "You don't have to go outside, right? You gotta walk to get to the shower place. Make sure you're covered." And he's like, "It'll be fine." And then as soon as he steps out, there's two women right there. And then he's making a big to-do about being in that cold shower. He's making such a big deal. Again, I don't know why he thinks hot water's coming out of there.
Coming out of what?
Exactly.
He has buckets and cups and stuff.
There's a pump. He has to pump the water into the cup. That's why he's doing all that.
I thought they had a bunch of bottles just lying around there with water in it. You just take those bottles and dunk it on you. I didn't know there was a pump inside there.
There's a pump there.
Okay, learned something new today.
And he's like, "It's so cold." Yeah. But he also was just complaining it was so hot. So which one is it?
Yeah, to me, he's just doing a lot of complaining. That's all.
The worst.
And her father's like, he got to make a decision on whether he want to have kids or not.
It's a big deal for their family, and she knows this.
And that's Rick and Trish. Aviva and Stig. Yes, Stig is a name. I guess she feels comfortable with him now. She thinks she's not seeing anybody. She thinks she's the only one. And so then they go to a cooking class together, and then she's eating like she's never ate before, and he's like, "You might be pregnant," and she's like, "Maybe." So then they take a pregnancy test, and we'll find out what happened next week. And that's pretty much Stig and Viva.
What about the rest of their conversation?
About what?
About having a kid, how he's a little nervous about having a kid, but straight up lies to her and is like, "I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy if you had a kid." And then to the confession, he's like, "I'm a little worried. If she's not pregnant, that'd be a little bit better."
Okay, that's kind of every man. I don't see an issue with that.
The other thing is, how long has she been there for this to even be a thing? How long has she been there?
Long enough to get skeeted in a lot.
You can get skeeted in, and it could be nowhere near your cycle. You know what I mean? Like, no, you don't know what I mean. A woman's cycle, even though she says hers is a little erratic, there's many weeks in there that you've got to plan for. It seems like she got there, they got to raw dogging immediately, and she was like, "I know I'm in my fertility window right now." And then she, who is the nurse, tells him that he was the one complaining that they needed to start wearing condoms. I said, "What? Huh?" He's been dibbling dabbling half the island, and now
Sounds like
Girl.
somebody got there, wanted to get it in, was getting it in, didn't care about psycho or anything, was just getting it in. That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh, God,
And then realize, oh, I might be on that time. I don't know when it is, but we need to start wearing protection.
Having an irregular cycle makes it increasingly harder to track your ovulation windows. She also has to be there for a minute for her to do all of that. For there to be an
Sounds
ovulation
like
window.
to me,
for her to be close to her period.
Sounds like to me she was there for a minute.
Ridiculousness. And she's just dealing with how he is with his fans, quote unquote. Now she wants to get pregnant and hope for an engagement.
Obviously, she doesn't care.
Goodness gracious.
Lisa and Daniel. She's having panic attacks because now they have to tell his.
No, they told.
She told his uncle that she's been raw dogging women for the last 21 years.
You can't. I don't think that's the thing. But okay,
yeah, whatever. She's been licking carpet for the last 21 years.
That's not what she says at all.
Yeah.
Calvin just likes to be vulgar to be vulgar.
She was sucking in the smut.
Nope, that's not a thing either.
The uncle loses his goddamn mind per usual. Calls her abomination.
Well, she is a liar.
She does the Karen tears, but doesn't work. And uncle's like, we got to go talk to the priest and see if he approves of this.
I don't even know if those are Karen tears.
So I'm just be like this. Okay, I don't think these people are real. The priest and all those people.
Now all of a sudden you don't think so? Now all of a sudden?
I don't think those people are real.
News articles have come out about how this dude's a director at a film studio in Nigeria, and now you don't think it's real?
I don't think these people are real.
You are so crazy.
I think it's all a game.
I'm like, this looks like Coming to America. No, it doesn't.
But he does care for her because you crap on me. We're over.
Again, you keep saying crap on. You make it sound like she leaned over him and just pooped on him.
That's pretty much what happened.
No, she pooped on herself and it spread. That's what happened.
She shat it on him.
Not on him.
Yes. They were laying in the bed.
With him.
They were laying in the bed, probably spooning. Her stomach went, started having the bebops, and she shit it all on him and then all over the bed. He said it himself. And he likes it because his mom was saved by a white woman, and that's the highest for flattery of a white woman is crapping on you, I guess. So they're gonna go meet the priest next episode to see what happens. Elise, and Joshua. Elise is having a full nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
And her parents are like, you need to calm down. It's not that serious. And you probably spooked him because now he's thinking you're treating him like somebody, one of your exes, and he's like, he's not one of your exes. So they're telling her to calm down and just ride that out, see what happens. Because it sounds like he's a nice guy.
No, it does not sound like he's a nice guy.
That's what they said.
No, they did not say any of that.
Then what did they say, Javon?
They said that she has a tendency to only look at the bad. That's what they said. They said you have a tendency to only look at the bad. From what you're saying, it sounds like you're kind of jumping to conclusions. Nowhere in there did they say he sounds like a great guy.
Her dad said he sounds like he's an okay guy.
Okay.
Give him the benefit of a doubt. That's literally what they told her. And she came off the cliff for like 2 seconds and went back on the cliff. That's literally what happened.
I like that you don't think that Josh did anything, but okay.
Never said Josh didn't do anything. But all Josh did was be Josh.
He also wasn't truthful.
Okay. He didn't tell her he was staying with another woman.
And he did that on purpose. He said it in his confessional in the last episode. He did that on purpose.
Okay. So
he was purposefully not truthful. And he's also bringing in past relationship trauma.
Okay.
In their current relationship.
So
he's like, she's emasculating me because she wants to know what I'm doing for myself. And it's like, what?
So what puts her on the cliff is because when she wakes up, he's gone. She texts him like, "Where are you?"
But she wakes up and he's gone, and it's after they had that huge fight. It's after she met the friends and they had the fight. It's not like he's just gone to be gone.
Sure. Anyway.
And he's not a good communicator. He doesn't like text her or let her know, hey, I'm off doing whatever. He is literally just gone.
So she's like, have fun at whatever the Elise house, Nat's house. And he goes, okay, sure.
But then he comes back to the room that they're renting, sees that she's upset, and doesn't say anything. Just dips right back out.
Because he doesn't know what to say.
Why is running away a better option?
He didn't run away. He went upstairs and said, I thought
she had to catch him at the stairs.
She's like, I thought you needed some time alone.
We're going to be on polar opposites.
Spiraling.
Do I think that she's a bit much? Yeah. Yes.
She's not a bit much.
Yes.
She's way too much.
But do I also think that he also is troubled? Yes.
She pretty much knew all this. She knew he was living.
You can say the same thing to him. He knew how she was. That's why he didn't tell her about Nat.
I don't think he knew she was
said,
this
I
emotional.
know that it would really upset her if she knew that I was living with Nat. That's why I didn't tell her.
That's different because we would just assume that you're going to be upset.
Why is that different?
Because we're assuming you're
he
going to be upset.
also already stipulated that he knows that she runs really hot or really cold. He already said that to his friend.
Oh, okay.
So he knows that the temperament goes all over the place. He already knew that.
Okay.
So as much as she's supposed to already know about him, he already knows about her.
Okay, they sound like two stupid people who know enough about each other decided to do stupid things anyway.
For me, it's when she's like, what happens if he uses me for money? He hasn't really done anything to really make her wary that he might use her for money. That he doesn't have his life together, sure. But that he will use her for money, he hasn't really done anything. But in the same vein, he's like, the fact that she keeps questioning me makes me think that she's just not going to be able to handle any of my relationships. And he talks about how like him having female friendships affected his past relationships. And for a guy who says he's working on himself, what work are you doing? If these are the same issues you keep running into and you're the common denominator, what are you working on?
Trying to find somebody who won't be the same. That's what he's working on.
And it just keeps getting worse. The more information he drops about his backstory, the sadder it is. This is somebody who's almost in his 40s, lives with a roommate who happens to be one of his besties, who doesn't really seem to like want a lot of responsibility, stays out a lot most nights and parties like he's a young person, and then is upset when other people are like, oh, I can't count on you, and make their own decisions in their own lives.
Once again, she shouldn't have been.
I'm talking about his wife. That story he gave about how his ex and his son moved so they can be closer to her family, so she can get help raising their kid. And he's like, my reaction to that was just to go out and party some more. Like, that's crazy.
It's not crazy. It's not being an adult.
Okay.
That's what it's called. Not being a man. Not being ready for responsibilities. Which apparently Elise knows. But whatever. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It only gets worse next episode. Moving on to Emma. So she goes to see Mohammed.
Emmy.
Whatever. She doesn't deserve to have her name said the right way.
Okay. And if you don't remember, Mohammed is the ex-fiance that Zaid was like, oh, that's who you're talking to the whole time you're with me. And who technically she was still with when she got with Zaid.
And technically who she really wanted to see when she came to wherever she went to, Morocco. So she sets up a meeting between them and tries to blame. So she sets up a meeting between them to meet. And
the previous episode, she calls him up and is like, hey, guess where I am? I'm in Morocco. Do you want to meet up for dinner, catch up? Okay.
So
I'll meet you at this place.
She sets up a meeting between them, her and him in Casablanca.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets to the restaurant or whatever. She sits there. She waits. She checks emails. Nothing. She checks texts. Nothing.
Meanwhile, the waiter's like, is it just you? And she's like, no, I just want to wait for the rest of the party to show.
So then she decides to check Facebook and discovers that he has a fiance.
No, that wasn't on Facebook. He texted her, the fiance business. She looked on Facebook and saw that he was online.
Yeah. And then she saw pictures of him saying he had a fiance somewhere.
No, he sent that to her.
So he sends her a text like, please leave me alone. I'm with my fiance. My fiance doesn't want you to bother us. She's like, wait a minute, you have a fiance?
He doesn't say my fiance doesn't want us. We put together this fiance probably is looking at that phone.
So please leave us alone. Now she's spiraling a little because she's like, I can't believe he called me out here, set up a meeting with me to meet with me. And I thought we probably would get back together or talk about whatever, have a chance to whatever. And he just stands me up. I'm like, no, you stood yourself up. You picked this spot to come hang out with him. He didn't.
You did all of this. You invited him.
Exactly.
You called him up.
Oh, by the way, while she's in the van riding to the venue,
you still have the engagement ring.
She pulls out the engagement ring and puts it on randomly. So now she's spiraling. She's like, I can't believe these men out here. They don't want me. I can't believe I should be the one engaged, not him. I'm like, why would you think that? You're the one with the poor character. Obviously. So then she goes and pretends to throw the ring into the water to start anew or fresh. Mm-hmm. I don't think she threw the ring into the water. I think that was a coin. That could have been me. I don't think it was the ring.
It would be dumb. She should catch that ring out.
And that's the end of Emma, hopefully. But we see her next week, and she's probably going to visit Zaid to act like nothing happened and like she can believe he left her or whatever. That's probably going to happen. I hope somebody calls her out too when she does that. And finishing off with Laura and Burkhan. So the ghoul finally makes it to Turkey, and Burkhan is an ass starting off. But then Burkhan goes, I keep my enemies close. My friends close, my enemies closer. Maybe I need to get some information from him. So I'll be nice. I'm going to play the game. So Burkhan starts being a little more combative and cold to Michael. Is that his name?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just guessed that. Okay, cool. And so he's asking Michael questions about their friendship.
Well, he asked both of them, like, if you guys are such best friends, because Michael puts out there it's the favored.
The friends shouldn't be together.
You're being so disrespectful.
First and whatever.
If you called him a ghoul, you're pinching your nose. You know that man had an accident. You the worst.
Apologies.
You don't apologize.
Okay.
Anyway, he's like, best friends are usually the favored couple to then get married. And Burkhan's like, so why didn't you guys fall in love? And they're just silent. And Laura hints that she doesn't want Burkhan finding out more about her relationship with Michael.
Sound like they were friends with benefits.
I don't know. Michael, after what Michael tells Burkhan about how, like, he would never take it there, do you think they did?
Then why is she so...
The only thing I can think of is that she's worried that he's going to tell Burkhan, like, right before she left. She hit him up and was like, hey, is this ever going to happen? That's the only thing I can think of. Unless by some...
That's pretty much what he...
twist, he really did.
So that's pretty much Burkhan calls him into talking, and pretty much that's what he tells Burkhan.
Yeah.
She was the one that made the move, not him.
But he tells Burkhan it happened before they met each other. He says that happened before Burkhan was even in the picture. But we saw her do it right before she was about to leave.
So Burkhan is like, she made the move? Excellent. Thank you for the information. Now, go kill yourself. And that's where we leave them at. I want to see what happens. I want to see if Burkhan loses his goddamn mind.
I want to know why she wants Michael to give a blessing. Michael's just a friend that she's known for a year.
Also, Michael is like, you got a gambling issue and this and that. And how'd you get your gambling? Whatever. How'd you get in debt? And Burkhan pretty much told him, COVID happened and my businesses pretty much went under.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
I've been gambling to get out from under it.
And he's like, I don't gamble that often, which sounds to me like that's why he needs to get out of Turkey, because they know he's cheating.
That comment about how he knows the system. Yeah.
So there's probably some people looking for him, and he needs to get the hell up out of Turkey. And that's 90 Day Before the 90 Days.
Okay.
We didn't see the other two couples, Javon and
Annalyn.
And Forrest and Sheena.
But we did see previews for next week.
But we did see previews for next week. And Forrest is a very happy camper.
Too happy. Too happy.
Say goodbye to Hands. That's all I would say about that.
Breaking up with Hands.
And moving on to Worth the Watch.
All right. We watched the first episode of season 19 of Evil Lives Here. Holy cow, how long is this show? Clearly this show's been going on for a long time.
Evil.
The first episode is titled Fostering Evil. And it's the story of Lisa and Kevin, I want to say Nofel. It's Knoefel.
Mofos.
And it's about how they were loving parents and they were kind of a blended family. Lisa had her own children that she brought into the marriage. They also decided to start fostering.
She had a child.
They had two.
Yeah, she had a child already.
Uh-huh.
They had a child together.
Okay.
Then she decided, hey, why not just started fostering kids?
Yeah.
And he said, sure, why not?
He actually recommends they foster Sabrina Zunich, who was a 16-year-old at the time.
Which, now thinking about it.
Why did he do that?
Yeah. Why her?
Ciao. Anyway. And then craziness happens afterwards. It gets insane. The episode's not that long, thankfully. And we hear from her eldest daughter how, at first it seemed like everything was pretty copacetic. Kevin was a pretty good father figure up until that point. She looked at Sabrina as a sister, a big sister.
They braided hairs together.
They do start saying that there was some weird behavior that they didn't really put a lot of investment into at the time, but now after the fact, they're like, oh, it was really weird.
They started talking about body changes together. They were just the best of friends.
Kevin has a best friend, this guy named David, that also they interview, who talks about how, in hindsight, he now sees where he should have spoke up maybe a little bit more.
Which leads you to believe different cultures talk to each other in different ways. That one culture will see something and be like, that's weird.
Uh-huh.
Why are you telling me this? Or not give out that information at all.
Uh-huh.
Where other culture, I think they say something to see your response.
Uh-huh.
And if your response is, or you don't seem like you care, then they start giving you more.
I don't know if it's necessarily a cultural thing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens in Black families too. It's not just a white thing.
The difference is they don't talk about it.
That's not true.
They don't.
Okay.
They take it to their graves.
You don't think?
Or they did.
When families don't let the little kids be around certain uncles. There's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or it's a parent and they're aware and they're not doing anything about it.
Yeah. They just make sure you're not around that person.
But everybody becomes aware of that information, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
it's
not better.
It's like I said, it's just unspoken word. I'm not saying it's better, but I'm just saying it's just unspoken word.
Okay, but that was what was happening here. It was unspoken. That was what was happening here. It was unspoken.
Kind of spoke. People just didn't pay attention.
Because they were just like, well, couldn't it be that?
But
couldn't be that.
So
at first, it seems like Kevin and his wife, Lisa, are just the best couple ever. David and him and their families go on a camping trip. And it's been a little bit since they've started fostering Sabrina. And David's noticing that there's some interesting behavior happening.
But before that, what starts happening is that, I guess, what's the girl name?
Which one?
The oldest, the foster child?
Sabrina.
And the mother starts having Lisa starts having little fallouts.
No, it's not fallouts. They're fighting.
But it starts as little fallouts. Then it turns into fighting. So I guess there was one time where Lisa went to get a laptop from Sabrina. She took the laptop from Sabrina. Sabrina said, Lisa hit her, called the cops. The cops came. Lisa and her daughter was like, she didn't hit her. So then, what's his face? Kevin comes home and takes Sabrina's side. And they both thought that was kind of little eerie.
That's got nothing to do with David, so okay.
I know. But the David thing was after all this happened.
No, it wasn't. It was before.
Not the way the story set it up.
The story took they took an interview from the girl first, which is where that part came from, the fight. And then they're talking about David. David said pretty early into the fostering process between them, that's when they decided to try to do the camping thing. It was supposed to help Sabrina acclimate. And then that's when it was extra weird.
Yeah, but
because Kevin said that him and Lisa were starting to fight.
Yeah, so it's a combination, all that stuff.
Right.
So then I guess she was like, we need to get rid of Sabrina or send Sabrina back to the foster.
That was after the camping trip. So let me talk about the camping trip.
Sure.
In the camping trip, Kevin is confiding into David about how him and Lisa are fighting, and it seems to be around Sabrina. And he's like, oh, well, I'll talk to Lisa for you if that's the case, because it can't be, because of this kid. It's just the kid. And Kevin's like, no, it's going to be okay. And then he boasts that Sabrina bought him underwear. And David is like, that's a little strange, but okay, maybe it was a gift or whatever. And then Kevin is like, she also really wants to be a model. So let me show you these photos that we've been taking for her modeling career. And David definitively notes that these are very seductive, almost like boudoir type photos of a minor that's on Kevin's phone. And this apparently still was not a big flag to David at this point.
So cut to Lisa and her daughter go out for a couple of hours shopping, I guess, together and hang with each other. They then come home and they find Sabrina and Kevin together just talking in the living room, and Sabrina has on a sports bra. Sports, same.
It is not all bras are supportive, Colin.
Support
bra.
Whatever. And pretty much with her belly out and all that stuff. And she's like,
it's crazy.
Why are you standing here talking to Kevin like that? And why are you allowing her to be like that? And Kevin's like what? What's the problem?
Walking around in sports bra is really not that big of a deal. A lot of people do that. It's really not that big of a deal. But I think they were trying to say that because it was just two of them alone. And they were already, I don't want to say paranoid, but they were already thinking that there was an inappropriate relationship happening.
And so he pretty much took Sabrina's side, and he just keeps taking Sabrina's side every time. So finally, Lisa's like, we need to Sabrina has to go. So Kevin's like, no, she doesn't, or whatever. So they get to a big fussy fight. And then the next day, Kevin goes off to work, and Lisa's daughter wakes up to screaming in the dark, barking. She goes in her mom's room and sees that her mom is being stabbed by Sabrina. She runs to the telephone, calls the cops. Cops come, she runs out, and the cops think it's her. She's like, no, the person that's killing my mom is still in the house. They go in the house, they arrest Sabrina. Come to find out that Sabrina has stabbed her mom 171 times. At some point, your arm has to get tired. That's just me. It's no way I can sit here and stab somebody 100. Forget 5, maybe 10 times.
They just said that she stabbed her in that total amount. It doesn't mean that she did all that straight. It could have been stab, pause, stab,
doesn't matter.
Pause.
It's 171 times.
But if you're in a rage, that's really not a lot. And it's not like she's doing full pullbacks. You can stick really quick.
It's still 171 times, Javon.
75. And
I was even off when I said 171. 175 times. That's a lot. I don't think
you understand how rage works. Or why she may have blacked out.
Okay.
If she did.
Okay. that would mean,
Because there are people who have stabbed people over 200 times.
and those people were being either sexually assaulted or abused by that person that they end up killing sometimes.
You're saying those are the only cases?
No, I'm
They're
just saying.
sexual assaults.
I'm saying sometimes it's something so traumatic that person, when they finally protect themselves or do whatever,
Trauma is not just abuse.
whatever trauma it is. Sure, continue.
That lady being in a rage. Mental health is also something that you have to take into account as well. Her saying that she fully does not believe, that she fully does not remember that incident. I believe her. A lot of people black out and other stuff happens. It doesn't mean that they're not still responsible, because they are. But your brain does a lot of stuff to protect you, for good and for bad. But that is the crazy case with Sabrina. So she does all of that. And then it comes out. Then it's weird again, because after the murder of Lisa, Kevin's only concerned about Sabrina. He wants to know where she's being kept. Has anybody been able to visit her? He's trying to slip her a note. And people are like, this is really strange. They have the funeral for Lisa, and he's like, please pray for Sabrina. And people are just like, what is going on with this? And
now, in his minimum defense, I've been at funerals where people have been killed, and they said they forgive the other person and to pray for them too. But he was doing too much. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. He was doing too much.
Also, I feel like the time was very recent, because they got that funeral going like days after
But that's
all of those events took
white
place.
people bury each other fast.
But that's what I mean. Like, the timing is also really, really fast. So, like, in other instances, like especially with like black funerals, there's a little bit of time there for some reflection, to be like, okay,
they're
also
too busy
let's pray for this.
most likely fighting over the money and all the stuff, and not caring about paying for the funeral at all.
My point is,
They're trying to get their money. That's
there's
their portion.
still some time for reflection, where it's like, oh, okay, we can also send out prayers for this troubled person as well, versus like 3 days later, let's also pray for Sabrina.
Also, another example of the police not having to solve a crime, the criminal telling on themselves. I just like to put that out there too.
Who told on themselves?
Not David.
Kevin? When did he tell himself? He wasn't
The
talking.
whole time he's trying to get to Sabrina and trying to talk to Sabrina and caring for Sabrina, everybody puts two and two together like, huh.
Well, they definitely could put two and two together that there's an inappropriate relationship.
So then finally Sabrina talks.
Yeah. But apparently there was already an investigation going on.
Yes.
About his relationship with her.
Yes, because he was doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, pretty much told on himself.
So this didn't happen when she was 16. This happened when she was 17.
Does 1 year make a difference?
In Ohio law, yeah. In terms of like what's viewed as a minority, like the consent laws. In Ohio, it does.
They're going to get these young kids by any means necessary, boy.
It's really scary and gross.
I tell you.
Do you know in Texas it's 16? Anywho.
I don't care because I'm not there.
The point is, he was already under investigation for having an inappropriate relationship with his foster child. Then all this is going on. And then when the police are trying to talk with him, he is lawyering up. So they're like, okay. And then eventually, I don't even know how they managed to get the conviction. She does talk. Sabrina talks and talks about how like they were supposed to be in love. And he had concocted this plan with her to get rid of Lisa to get the insurance money so they could be together.
It basically told her he's going to kill herself if he can't leave her or he doesn't leave or whatever. So she thought it was dire.
He said he was going to kill himself?
Yes.
Okay.
She told him either they break up or get a divorce or he's going to kill himself.
He told that to Lisa or he told that to Sabrina?
He told that to Sabrina.
Okay.
And Sabrina took it as the last resort. So she has to do this because she wants to be with him and she doesn't want him to hurt himself.
Uh-huh.
So that's why she killed Lisa.
Which is interesting because she also says she blacked out, doesn't remember it. So she also says that he was a manipulator, which I agree.
Was the manipulating part. He manipulated her into thinking he was going to kill herself. She had to save him from Lisa.
He ends up going to trial. She goes to trial for murder. He goes to trial for conspiracy to commit murder. He also gets charged and convicted of sexual battery. That's for Sabrina. It's technically not, what is the word? I don't want to say dalliances, but it's not, he didn't do anything technically with what was viewed as a minor at the time. Also, this whole process takes about, the events took place in 2012 and they get formally convicted in 2014.
So if she went to jail at 17, she'd get out.
They get 30 years to life.
She'd be she'll
Available
be
for parole.
eligible for parole, and when she's 47, because they're going to count the time she was already serving before she went to trial. So if she was in jail 17 and they don't have to trial until she was 19, they're going to count those 2 years she was waiting for trial.
I think they gave her more years off because she's eligible for parole at 2042. She was put in there at 2014. 44 would have been 30 years, and she's coming out, or she's eligible for parole in 42, which is also insane to say.
Okay, yeah, so they took off 4 years, seems like. Or something they did.
Yeah. The point is, this was insane. That's the point. The whole thing of evil living there, I think the evil was Kevin, in my opinion, not necessarily Sabrina.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Does that mean you agree? Is that what that means?
Yes.
Goodness
Yes.
gracious.
Yes. Yes. It was Kevin.
Uh-huh.
It was Kevin.
Uh-huh.
My thing is the friend that got all that information was like,
He was really broken up about it.
Sure he was.
He was really, at least on this show, he's crying and trembling and being like, I could have did more. There were other opportunities for me to say something. Looking back at this now.
The draws thing, first of all, when he told him what was going on, that should have been like,
I feel like that should have been a flag.
Okay. Then when the draws should have been, leave a young girl alone.
Mm-hmm.
Then the picture should have been like, nigga,
I'm calling the police.
I think I'm about to call the police on you.
Think
I'm about to call
Not
the police.
I'm calling the police. Think
I'm going to call the cops.
I think that proves my point that he wouldn't have been called out on his stuff. I don't think guys really hold other guys accountable.
I think I'm going to talk to my wife.
Especially if they're friends. I don't think they really hold each other accountable like that. They're just like, he's weird. Like, and they just keep it moving.
Depends on the weirdness.
You just said, I think I might call the cops.
I
might. Yada, yada. If somebody showed me photos of a child that's supposedly modeling, I'm calling the police immediately.
I think that's what he was thinking in his head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't do anything, so it doesn't even matter.
He definitely did not.
So that was like, okay, sure, dude. That's my whole take on that.
It's crazy. The next episode looks good. I am very confused already by the next episode. It starts off with this guy talking about how his dad is basically like a serial killer and a child rapist, and I'm like, what? Huh? Also, this dude seems like he's Latino and his dad is white.
That could happen.
That's true.
So I don't understand the shock.
That's true. Because he has an accent. That's where my shock is coming from.
Could have had to move back to, him and his mom probably went back to wherever they're from because
of everything that was going
backlash.
Down. Maybe. It looks interesting. But that's it. That's all I got. You got anything else? Any shows you're watching?
No.
Did you catch up on One Piece? You watched the stuff you missed?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, I kind of did.
Okay.
Waiting for Abbott Elementary, I guess, to come back. There's nothing that's piquing my interest right now.
Okay.
Waiting for Love After Lockup.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I'm still kind of watching A Single Life here and there.
It's boring.
Reality shows now they're so. I think the lore or the mystery behind reality TV was killed when people found out it was still scripted.
That's been a while though.
And I think now it's killing it because now they have to script so much to the point where you can tell it's almost scripted. And the people aren't interesting too much. And two, as you watch
We
so much.
just recapped 90 Day.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of it is I believe.
What I'm saying is, and with all the TikTok that coming through and all the stuff, it's so hard to just focus on TV shows nowadays, unless it's something massively popular within the sphere
The sphere.
of shows, of TV.
Okay.
So, I don't know. We started watching that old people don't know my age. Don't tell me your age.
I want to call it Age of Love. That's what it's called.
On Netflix.
But it's the age gap reality show. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to stop watching it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So, yeah, but we'll see if I can get into something else.
Especially when they kept saying age is just a number. It's real creepy. It's mad creepy.
Well, all these people should be appropriate ages, so it shouldn't matter.
Not really.
It shouldn't. I don't care.
Not really.
As long as you're of age, I don't care. You can be 100 and mess with somebody 25. I can care less. If that 25-year-old want to mess with your pure shrivel up self, have at it, Hoss.
No. No, thank you. No. Anyway.
Good for you.
I feel like that falls into the theory where people are like, well, she was 18. She knew what she was doing. No.
Being 25 and 18 don't have anything to do with anything.
You said you don't. You said as long as they're of age.
Yeah, as long as they're 25. I don't care. 21. As long as they're 21.
I'm just saying that's not that far removed from 18.
Okay.
21 to 18, not that far.
Okay. I can't go to jail for the other one.
Why would you be the one participating?
I'm just saying I can't go to jail. That's all I'm saying.
I don't understand this much.
Sure. What are you watching?
Calvin, why are you being so rude?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's where we're going to end it. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to We Like That podcast.
So we like that.
Go ahead and click that subscribe button. You know you want to. And rate us 5 stars. I'm Javon.
I'm Calvin.
Later, people.
And we're out.